just one side of it, supply side rather than demand side, and it's not a balanced approach. There seems, in regard to selling assets, what has been blurred in the reports that these assets are income providers. They are alternative funding mechanisms, funding streams. All the other alternative funding approaches we've looked at, tolls, user charges, in a sense, they all hit the same ratepayers, the same people. So yes, it's alternative, an alternative approach to rates, but actually you're taking it off the same people. Unlike these income earning assets, they bring in real alternative revenue into this council and into this region to enable us to fund our investments in infrastructure, which are not earners. They're essential, but they're not earners, and that's the difference. It's no point in saying we're just selling some old silver to get some new silver. That's obscuring it. The fact of the matter is we're selling income, well, some of us want to sell income earning silver to pay for costly stuff that's going to cost us. The CRL, for instance, is something we need to fund. We never talk about crown funding, but that's another weakness.
That's the problem.
That's another weakness in this report. But however, in terms of the CRL, that's going to cost a lot of money. But so we were to sell an income earning asset to get us that, to buy us that, what's going to pay for the upkeep? Because the CRL will be expensive to operate. You know, I'm talking about millions and millions a year.
100 million.
Now, in terms of costs, Madam Chair, at the LTP, members accepted an amendment without dissent for a investigation into quite significant cost disparities between Auckland and Wellington Rail, just as an example, a subset of our huge annual expenditure. And the independent investigator found there was nothing to answer, all okay, not the mildest criticism of management, and in fact his only recommendation was bump up the hop card. I strongly disagreed with those conclusions, and I'll be pursuing that matter further, but it's just an example of where there seems to be a corporate unwillingness to really look hard at our costs, but also at the same time almost a determination to drive us down the track into asset sales. In terms of Ports of Auckland, I've heard it before and it's repeated again, it's been rebutted before but it still gets repeated, that somehow if you sell the shares in Ports of Auckland and privatise it, there's a mystical connection between shareholding and performance, technical performance, and it will perform better because apparently Tauranga does. Members, there was a dispute with the public and the Ports of Auckland and the council, which were on the same side earlier this year, and I was critical of this council and critical of Ports of Auckland. But I went down to Ports of Auckland for a briefing recently. I asked for a briefing.
Point of order, Madam.
And I was...
Point of order.
Yes, Councillor Cracks.
Look, I know that the amendment put up by Councillor Brewer and myself is fairly wide-ranging, but I would ask you to just please get Councillor Lee back onto the
Councillor Lee, you are
addressing.
straying into some pretty...
What I'm saying, Madam Chair, I am keeping strictly to the point, and the point about this whole process is asset sales. And I want to tell you that the Ports of Auckland, contrary to the negative article in the press this morning, is actually performing excellently. Go down and get a briefing. You know, educate yourselves about what the Ports of Auckland does and how it's performing. You'll be extremely impressed. And I'll tell you something else, Madam Chair. If you really want to sell the Ports of Auckland. Talking it down in public is a dumb thing to do. The Ports of Auckland is a high-value asset. It will perform even better in the future, and it is a genuine alternative funding stream, as is Auckland International Airport. And to alienate those assets for a short-term benefit, which will be spent very quickly, will mean, ironically, deeply ironically, that we are destroying our main sources of real alternative funding. Thank you.
Madam Chair, I move that the motion now be put.
I'll second.
You've already spoken, you can't.
I didn't speak, no, I did not.
You moved a point of order, you
Oh, no,
can't.
that's not speaking
That
to,
is-
that's
yes,
not
it
speaking
is.
to the
Oh,
amendment.
yes, it is.
Right, no, it's not.
Can't have it both ways.
I'll move it.
Oh, there you go. Let's check up on that.
He's sharp. He's sharp, eh?
He's wrong.
That-
No, he's not.
Sharp, but he's wrong.
I want to check up on that one.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that for a closure motion. Do I take it on voices?
Sorry,
Those-
point of order, can I just actually, before that was said, I did pass in a further amendment of councillor Quaxon and, sorry, whoever amendment it is, further down,
D.
Quaxon Brewer. I had some amendments there that councillor and I myself have put up, in order to make it more palatable, I will say.
Quite happy to accept it.
So which are your amendments? Are they on this piece of paper?
D.
All options means sale.
Why are we getting rid of sell down, isn't it?
Because councillor Darby
We're
pointed
talking
out
about-
that wasn't supposed to be in there, so I'm just putting the same as what is,
Takes
what is an E further down, which is all options.
Matter of
which keeps it.
clarification, Madam Chair.
I'm sorry.
Does it?
Jesus.
Councillor Cooper, just
Can
I just point out that this is actually for the workshop. This is not what, this is what we've been asking, and this is why I wasn't going to go into specifics for the workshop, because I knew it would get messy. But we do want to have a workshop and look at everything, so I'm quite keen that the staff is able to do some of this work for the workshop.
Clean.
That's all we're asking at this stage for February, rather than turn up in February and then
Ask
ask for
the
a whole
same
lot of
thing.
work.
Yeah.
So if there's some areas, and some of these areas, we're going to take I out, councillor Brewer, because it's already covered
Well,
in
it's
C.
not.
It is, councillor Brewer.
No, it's recommendations made by EY and work
Yes, I
that's being
realise
done.
that, but we said that, we
Okay,
said that
okay,
in there,
okay.
okay? So all we're asking for in D, E and F and G is for the councils, this council, not publicly or anything, just to do internally, as we've heard from the Chief Financial Officer, this work to better inform our workshop.
Yes,
okay?
very sensible.
Now, are we all clear? And we've had a closure motion. So, all those in favour of
voting on?
motion, closure motion?
Madam Chair, can someone move a closure motion? That you can, all right, thank you.
Okay, all right,
Might be
so
shouting out, but you're
it's
wrong.
been moved that the motion under debate now be put. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against?
Oh.
Well, I think it's,
Recorded.
okay, so that was carried.
Record against the closure.
So,
Same.
I will put, it's been moved and seconded, I will put those recommendations
By division.
by division.
Can we move them separately?
We take A, B and C first.
Yes,
Madam
please.
Chair.
Yes.
Okay, we'll take A, B and C first,
By division.
by division. Right, go for it. He's not here. Oh, yes, he is.
Your Worship.
Yes.
Councillor Nye.
Aye.
Councillor Brewer.
Or?
Councillor Casey.
No.
Councillor Cashmore.
Yes.
Councillor Clow.
Yes.
Councillor Cooper.
Or
Councillor Darby.
4.
Councillor Philippaina.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Hulse.
Aye.
Councillor Crum.
what?
Councillor Lee.
Aye.
Councillor Penrose.
Four.
Councillor Quax.
Or,
Councillor Stewart.
Yes.
Councillor Sir John Walker. Councillor Wayne Walker.
Yes.
Councillor Watson.
Yep.
Councillor Wood.
Yes.
Chair Webster.
What's the point of that division?
Yeah, I think that was, goodness, I think that was carried. Now we're going to do D to H
By division?
by division. Everyone know what they're voting for?
Yes.
Good, right.
Your Worship.
Aye.
Councillor Anai.
Aye.
Councillor Brewer.
Or.
Councillor Casey.
Oh,
Councillor Cashmore.
Yes.
Councillor Clow.
Yes.
Councillor Cooper.
or,
Councillor Darby.
Against.
Councillor Filipaina.
Against.
Deputy Mayor Hulse.
I'm being prompted by my right.
don't listen to him.
I,
Yesterday's
no,
meeting.
it's, and I am going to vote no.
Councillor
Forbidden by the right.
Councillor
I can't
Crum.
believe you said
Or-
that, Kitty, after all you've been saying to me.
Councillor Lee.
No.
Councillor Penrose. Councillor Quacks.
Or.
Councillor Stewart.
Yes.
Councillor Sir John Walker. Councillor Wayne Walker.
No.
Councillor Watson.
No.
Councillor Wood.
Yes.
Chair Webster.
Yes. Right, thank you, that was carried. Thank you, councillors, that was a very useful discussion to have had. I will now
Well done.
move that we go into confidential. I got a second.